What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome in to CHGO Bulls Postgame, coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. That's Big Dave. Bam! BAWL Sports, Will the Go Gottlieb, gray hoodie, and all perfectly coiffed.
All of it.
Will_Gottlieb.
It's perfect.
Club
on the controls, the one and only Katie Duffy. What's up, Katie?
But you know what the people want, Katie?
Spelling is really freaking hard, okay?
No, it's not hard to give the people what they want. You know what the people want, Katie? Give them what they want and what they need. Give it to them. Bulls win. Give them another one. Bulls win. One more time. Bulls win. Do it for Will. Yes.
Will gets the tail.
Perfect. Bulls win. Come on. Bulls
Will
win.
gets the stealth bomber. Bulls win.
Yes, correct. Out of nowhere. Bombed out.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Woo.
Yes,
that's a Bulls victory, sir.
126-123 over the Grizzlies.
Yes.
Who saw that coming?
I did not.
It's
not something I was rooting for either. I'm gonna be real with you.
No John Morant.
Yeah.
That certainly makes things a little easier.
Yeah.
Grizzlies were really struggling to find ways to get buckets in that fourth quarter when the Bulls were making that comeback.
Yeah.
Really that comeback started midway through the third, tail end of the third. But look, guys, small sample size.
Mm-hmm.
But I do see a trend and a formula taking shape.
Which is?
The Bulls in their win over the Bucks. 9 turnovers, shot a bazillion threes, made a bunch of those bazillion.
Yeah.
Tonight, 9 turnovers, shot a bazillion threes, made a bunch of those bazillion. Bulls win.
Yeah.
The 2 losses, a million turnovers, and not as efficient behind the three-point line. Bulls L's.
Yeah.
It's a 4-game sample size, but it's a pretty clear trend.
Very clear trend of what's going on. You take threes, you take a lot of threes, you hit half of those threes, which are also setting records when they're hitting these threes.
Second time in franchise history they've taken over 50 in a game.
Wow.
The other being, the other night.
Yeah. It's so wild. So, yeah, I didn't see it coming. I didn't think that they would be able to pull this one out. Memphis was destroying them for at least 2.5 quarters, I would say. And towards the end of that third into that fourth quarter, the Bulls kind of caught fire from the three-point line, but they also caught fire because their second unit did a really solid job getting them back in that game. And what I mean is the Julian Phillips and the Dalen Terry guys, they did a real – and Jalen Smith, who another really excellent game for him, they did a really good job of getting them back in this game defensively and offensively. They were irritating those guys under the bucket, getting out in transition, and they were finishing in transition, which is something we weren't seeing this entire game. So when they turned it over to the starters and, those fourth quarter guys in that fourth quarter, then it started to change. Then it started to be a little bit different for them.
Yeah, I think what, Matt, you're saying is true. And it's not just the outcomes that you're looking at, right? It's not like they made 25 threes. They made 20 however many threes against the Bucks, and that's why they won the game. I think it's the turnovers, and that's a piece of it too. But it's also just the decision making and Billy has talked about this a bunch, where it's they're trying to get downhill and create good 3 opportunities by spraying it out to open shooters. You put pressure on the defense, forces the defense to shift, and then you have avenues to kick it out. And what Billy was talking about was it's not just the initial spray out pass. Sometimes it's the closeout that you attack from there, you drive again and then spray it out to the right guy. And then it's another swing and then you find the right guy. Mm-hmm. And so that all stems from the initial drive and making a good decision on that. But it's the domino effect of good decision after good decision after good decision. Mm-hmm. And that leads to these open threes. And I think if you are getting up that many, I think the Bulls probably ideally want to be taking more than 40 a game. Yeah. 53 is a huge number.
It's a huge number.
And I think, but it's not just that they're coming up the court and just shooting threes, contested, pull-ups. It's they're generating good shots. And so that's as much as Billy could hope for, I think, with the way that this works. And I think you really have to give Billy Donovan a lot of credit. I know people are going to be surprised to hear it, but Billy has now completely overhauled the offense from last year to this year. And he's had success in both ways. That is really impressive when you're talking about a guy who can figure out how to tailor an offense and a defense to his personnel and do it successfully. The Bulls are not going to win 40 some odd games this year probably, but we've seen that this can be a successful formula for them to be competitive in games. And I think you have to give a ton of credit to Billy for the way that he has not only like devised this plan, but also like taught some of the younger players how to make decisions so that they can succeed within that. And I think that's what you saw tonight and in that Bucks game. And obviously it's going to be ups and downs with it. That's what happens when you shoot a lot of threes, but I think you have to be really happy with the way that they are, coming along with this new offense.
Shout out to everybody joining us in that live YouTube chat on a Monday night. Hit the like button if you're here with us. We appreciate it. Throw us a super chat if you're feeling so inclined and generous this evening. We'll get to as many of y'all's thoughts as we can. Shout out to our guy Connor who said Chicago deserves this victory after that BS we watched yesterday. Ain't point. That the truth?
Fair point.
And we might have one more on deck. Blackhawks still trying to hold on. I believe they're up 3-2 in the third period.
Okay.
And people's Sergio saying, my man Zach driving up that trade value with the attackery.
Come on with
Matty
it,
Legend, Zachary attackery is baggery. And then Brandon saying, stop the trade, Zach BS. Anyone buying into tanking has never competed for anything. Well, the second part of that's debatable.
Slow down.
I see the logic in it, and I've competed for many things in my life.
All-star.
Yeah, that's right. But look, I do want to talk a lot about the youth of this squad because, again, speaking of mirroring the Bucks win and this win, a run that bridged starting at end of the third into the fourth with a primarily Bulls youth movement collection of players out there. Mm-hmm. It happened against the Bucks. It happened again tonight.
Yeah.
Before we get to that, though, Zach was a team-high 30 points. He was 5 of 12 from downtown, 12 of 22 overall from the field. Dished out 4 assists, only turned the ball over once. Mm-hmm. We've seen 2 7-turnover games from Zach LaVine through these first 4.
Yeah.
Love to see a 1 in the turnover column.
Yes.
I said to you, also interesting in that final possession of the Bulls at the end of regulation, Kobe was the one handling the ball. He ended up, just kind of dribbling out the clock and taking a very deep contested 3. Mm-hmm. Maybe not the best possession you're looking for there, but it was Kobe and not Zach.
Yeah.
Which Bulls fans have been yelling about for 2 years now. Nonetheless, I'm okay with the Bulls winning this game for a few different reasons.
Okay.
But reason 1A, and sorry, Brandon, Zach LaVine just had 30 points in a Bulls comeback victory.
Yeah.
What's up, 29 other NBA teams?
What's up?
How you living? How you doing?
You need that, don't you?
Some of you a little worried about your first 4 or 5 games out of the gate this year?
Mm-hmm.
Need a little scoring punch? What's up?
Just saying, man. Some teams that could use that.
Second apron here.
Some teams could use those things. I like how Zach did it in the fourth. And actually, I just like how the Bulls, it was a shock, honestly. It was a complete shock watching how they played in the fourth quarter. It was like those teams, had a Freaky Friday moment. They just jumped into each other's bodies. From what the Memphis was doing in the first half, the Bulls jumped in their bodies and did what they did. And Memphis just looked like a team like, oh, yeah, we need John Morant. I forgot. We're going to need that guy out here. And it was very surprising to see because the Bulls did not play this way the entire game. So for them to get to that fourth quarter and Zach LaVine to hit some just ridiculous three-point shots, like the one he hit from the baseline when he's falling out of bounds was insane. And then he hit another one from the elbow, which was also crazy. And then we saw Kobe hitting his shots like that too. When they had wide open shots, they didn't pass them up and they didn't miss them. And then the 50-50 balls, as Stacey likes to say, they were getting those in return. How about the missed shot and then Ayo Dosunmu coming out of nowhere to tip that ball and keep it alive for a guy like Josh Giddey to get that rebound and basically, give them the win and to seal that up for them. That was huge. So they did a lot of winning play things that we aren't used to seeing the Bulls do on a consistent basis. So, again, yes, shorthanded Memphis team tonight, but Memphis was kicking their rear ends for the first half, man. They were giving it to them. So I got to give the Bulls some credit and Billy Donovan some credit for, coming back in this and doing what they did in that fourth quarter because it's just not something I thought was possible for the Bulls to be doing in this game.
What'd you think of the way that they defended in the second half? Because to me, you look at the way that the Grizzlies were able to just get whatever they wanted in the first half. It was layup lines.
Yeah.
And I was just showing you before we went on here, the Grizzlies took 2 non-paint 2s this entire game.
2.
That means everything they had was either a layup, a shot in the paint, or a 3 or a free throw. Like
That's
that
ridiculous.
Is the dream, analytically speaking.
Yeah.
But it speaks to the Bulls' inability to force them into bad shots, into the lower quality shots from, the long mid-range area. And so obviously in the second half, it wasn't like they all of a sudden started taking and missing a bunch of like contested pull-up jumpers from the mid-range, but they also only scored 55 points in the second half compared to 68 in the first. So I don't know. I mean, what did you guys think of the way that they defended? Was it them missing shots? Were they turning down some of those driving lanes a little bit more? Like, what did you make of that?
I think Memphis kind of panicked also in that fourth quarter. I thought that
23 points in the fourth, yeah.
Yeah, I just thought they got real discombobulated and just started
That's what happens when you don't have your floor general
Correct.
out
to
there.
settle things down and get everything cool. And we talked about it, Will. Like, we were like, where's Desmond Bane? Like, he had been destroying that whole game. But in that fourth quarter, we didn't really see him getting the basketball. So Bulls would score and they would immediately just sprint and they would go and they're giving it to guys who don't know what to do with what and are doing spin moves that they have never done before in their lives, unless they were at their daughter's recital dancing with her. Like, it was weird to see that and strange to see that because I just wasn't expecting it just from the way that they were playing. So I think it was some of that, Will. Like, I'm not trying to take away from the Bulls, what they did, how they changed up defensively. But I have to call about what it is. Like, that's exactly what I saw them do, was start to panic and start to get flustered.
That's what I'm saying, because I agree. I
stuff.
don't think that they started defending at a much higher level. They were still getting into the paint. I mean, it was better, but it wasn't like they just all of a sudden started locking them up and there was no – I mean, I think they did a better job with Jaren in the second half. Bane, I think, started 7 of 9 from the field. He finished 11 of 19, so made 4 of his next 10. And then he was 5 of 7 from 3. He finished 6 of 10, so made 1 of his next 4, 1 of his next 3. So I think he just kind of disappeared. Marcus Smart was horrible. He was 0 for 11 from the field, 0 of 8 from 3.
He was bad.
And yet somehow he was a plus 14.
He was a plus 14. He was a plus 14. Man, yo. I don't know how that numbers are weird. But he was bad. And, I mean, he took one pass. Katie and I was just like, what the hell did he do? Like, he threw it behind his back in the paint to somebody, threw it at their feet. And it was just like, you're 0 of 11, bro. Like, you having that kind of game. Like, you can't be making those kind of passes. So I thought it was that. But, again, I do want to give credit to that second unit because I thought that they did really good stuff defensively, especially guys like Jalen Smith. I thought he did really well on stuff. I thought Dalen Terry, I thought Julian Phillips. I thought those guys stepped it up defensively and is the reason they were getting out in transition in that late third quarter.
I think the other piece there is the offensive rebounding. The Grizzlies at 18 offensive boards. I'm trying to pull up just the first half numbers here. But that was
they
something,
had 8 like early in the second quarter already.
Yeah, they had 10 through the first half. So, obviously you did a little bit better there in the second half. 8 is still a lot to give up in a half. That's like, a lot for a game.
Yes, correct.
But it felt like they weren't really turning into as much. I mean, there was a play in the first quarter where Santi Aldama just came in and took an offensive rebound out of Giddey's hands and just went right up with it.
Yes, he did. Yes.
And that kind of thing, like, that didn't happen as much in the second half where they were just like giving away points. And so I think that kind of, that sets you up a little bit better. And then you get a little bit of momentum. You make a shot here and there. Zach starts to get a bit hot. And I don't know how much we've talked about him, but he was outstanding in the second half. So, I think everything started to kind of turn the Bulls' way. And then all of a sudden, some of those stops turn into transition layups and threes, and you can kind of get yourself going.
A lot of people in the comments, Eco Bean, let's give Jalen Smith his flowers. D-Lasso 23, Jalen is the truth. I mean, another really strong game from the Bulls backup center. 12 minutes, and he pulled in 7 boards and scored 16 points.
And those threes were falling for him today, too, man.
0 of 9 in the preseason from behind the arc. And Jalen Smith was like, just kidding, y'all.
No.
Psych. I'm actually lethal behind the three-point line.
Game time.
We got to take our first quick break here. We will continue on with plenty more thoughts from tonight's Bulls win over the Grizzlies, including more of y'all's from the comments. Hit that like while we share these words from our friends and sponsors. Including Circa. Oh, football's back, y'all.
Yes, it is.
And yesterday, that was a really harsh dose of reality.
That is true.
Football being back.
Yeah.
It's okay, though. Because even when the Bears don't get us that dub, even when it looked like it was going to be a dub, we can still have joy making bets and winning bets.
It's true.
At Circa Sportsbook. Whether it's pro or college, the app to bet football this year is Circa Sports Illinois. Circus Sports, it's sports betting the way it should be. Circus Sports Illinois has high betting limits, low holds, and exceptional customer service. Real human beings attached to that customer service.
Yes.
Not the bots. We hate the bots.
No.
Go away, bots. Bet on all your favorite teams in every game this season. From spreads and props, futures, even in-game betting, Circa has it all. Fund and bet like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. Must be 21 and older. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Oh, yes. Katie Duffy, what time is it?
Game time. Woo!
Woo. She put the woo in there like she Ric Flair. That's what I'm talking about. Game time picks, ladies and gentlemen. That is the new feature. It makes getting tickets for your favorite live events easier than ever. Game time picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats. You don't have to waste your time searching through thousands of tickets. They make it easier to save more on sports, concerts, comedy, theater, etc. Whatever you want to go see, Game time picks will hook you up. Also, they got that all-in pricing. Of course, they got that lowest price guarantee. Of course, they got the Madden Big Day favorite, the seat views. We need to know where we at, and we can stretch out the legs. So if we have to watch a game like the Bears game, I can get up and throw his hat and fall on the ground and stuff like that. Needs that. That's what you get with the seat views, ladies and gentlemen. And the Game Time ticket coverage. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. So take that guesswork out of buying those tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use that code CHGO. Get yourself $20 off your first purchase.
Terms apply.
And that's CHGO. Get yourself $20 off your first purchase.
Terms apply.
Download Game Time today. Because we're going to go, golly, what time is it?
Game time hoot.
Get them hoot. Oh, shout out to Old Man Memes in the comments. He said, don't mention the Bears, please. I'm still debating taking a bath with my toaster.
Oh, yo,
we don't recommend that.
Son. Yo,
we don't recommend that.
Hey.
It's going to be okay.
It's going to be all right.
Trust me.
Just
it's going to be all right, man.
I mean, 24 hours ago, 9:50 Central Time p.m. Sunday, which was what? We were few hours removed from the Bears' loss at that point.
Yeah.
I still had not moved out of my chair that I collapsed into when that Hail Mary play happened. I was in a dark place yesterday.
Did you talk to Redacted when it happened?
Say what?
Did you talk to Redacted when it happened?
I just gave her a proof of life text.
Okay.
She texted me and was like, did you and your brother like jump off the roof? And I was like, no, haven't jumped off the roof, but I'm not all right. I'm not okay.
I'm not all right. I'm not all right. All right.
Just like many Bears fans out there. It was a tough day.
Tough day.
Which, again, as Connor said, it's a feel-good Bulls win tonight.
Yeah, I didn't think
wash
of it.
that away.
I didn't think of it like that, but now that you said that, that's absolutely right. You kind of want to win after going through something like that. Yeah, I get that.
They needed this.
I get that.
See if they can get a Hawks dub, too.
Yeah.
But so in the meantime, I was saying, hey, Zach LaVine, great stuff. Tell the league you can still catch fire from three, lead this team to a comeback win. The other reason that I am not bothered at all by this early season victory is because the youth is the other reason it happened. Again, that core, and I think tonight it was Dalen, Julian Phillips, Jalen Smith, Io, and for part of it was Pat. For the other part of it was Lonzo.
Correct.
Who, by the way, 18 minutes tonight for Lonzo. That number's going up. And he was a plus $1 million off the bench in 18 minutes. Start to lead that comeback.
Yeah.
In the back half of the third quarter and then into the fourth, when Zach's getting a rest, when Vooch is getting a rest, when Kobe is getting a rest. Like, that group of players started that comeback.
Yeah.
And they did it with just quality ball movement. You were asking, about like, hey, like, did the Bulls kick up the defense a notch a little bit in the second half, Goat, or is it just that the Grizzlies missed? I think it was both.
Dalen was legitimately good.
Dalen was flying all over the place, getting under people's jerseys, making people go crazy, leading to some nice, easy transition and fast break opportunities for the Bulls. Did Dalen actually finish with zero? Yeah. Zero points
in 12 minutes with 4 fouls.
I mean, he was out there doing things. But again, you talk about the Bulls being a team that might not win a whole bunch of games this season, but when they do, and their first 2 wins of the season, a third quarter bridge into fourth quarter comeback or run led by a big collection of this youth movement part of the roster is a big reason why you win that game.
Yeah.
I'm good with that any day of the week.
I still feel like it was mostly Zach getting super hot. I mean, it wasn't like he was just the only one out there, but to me, like that was Zach LaVine heroics. I know Kobe had a big second half. Vooch and Zach were the top scorers again, though. It's I want to see those guys close it out. And I thought you brought up a really good point at the beginning of the show, Matt, which was Kobe getting a chance to kind of run the offense on that last play. That's the kind of thing that I think we need to see. But to me, Modest only played 3 minutes. Like, I want to see more of him. I want more. Like, I don't want. And again, you don't want to like bite off more than you can chew and like throw these guys into the deep end before they're really able to like do it for a full game. So having those stretches in the third quarter that kind of shift the tides is important. I'm not trying to minimize that, but I hope that by the end of the season, we can get to a point where we're starting to see those guys turn the tides in the fourth quarter and close out the game too. Yeah. Because I think that's really what that player development grows into. Again, I don't think that they're ready yet, and I don't think they necessarily should be, but that's kind of the trajectory of things as far as I see it.
Yeah, you're right. It was definitely a Zach LaVine heroics that got them the victory. But I think it was that bench that got them there to allow him to get that victory and to take over and do his thing. Because, again, the Bulls looked dead in the water. Like, they looked like they had no life and no signs of life. And I feel like Billy just put them in, like, all right, fine. Go on out there. Let's see what you can do. And what they did was give you that energy and that fuel that you really, really needed. It started, as you mentioned, as both of you so brilliantly said, Dalen Terry. Absolutely right. It was Dalen Terry out there. And again, like you said, no points or anything like that, just an assist and a rebound. But this is when you have to go beyond the numbers and watch how he contributed. You see that one steal he had, watch when he had it, because that was really key. He got it when that young man was trying to bring that ball up the floor, took it right from him. He tried to hit Dalen. They said, get up off me, little fella. Got it over to Julian Phillips, who finished over there. And Dalen did just a really excellent job defensively. He was everywhere. He was active. The passes that he would have had more assists, but the passes that he was throwing those guys were precise and where they needed them, especially Jalen Smith. He would just get fouled every time he went there and he went up. Jalen Smith being able to also get to the foul line, as I talked about before, is a plus for a team that does not do that a lot and does not do that often. Having a guy that can actually do that is key. Again, what was he from the free throw line tonight?
Who?
Jalen Smith, 9 times. 9 attempts off the bench to the free throw line, dog. Let me ask you something. You think that led the team? Yeah, it did. A dude getting to the line 9 times. We talk about this. We spoke about this for years. Like, who is the guy that can get the Bulls some easy buckets? Because before it was DeMar. DeMar was the one.
For 3 years.
Yes, it was always him. It was just DeMar is going to have 10-plus free throws, and we know that. And nobody else is. Well, now that, as Will likes to say, that DeMar-sized hole is there, who is going to be that guy to do that? Shockingly, so far, it's been Jalen Smith, who just gets that on the pick and roll, gets to the bucket, gets fouled, gets to the foul line. Of course, I don't expect him to shoot as high a percentage from the free throw line as DeMar does, but it's about getting there. Like Will likes to talk about the attempts, and you like to say it too, the attempts of a three-point line. For me, it's the same thing about free throws. You got to get there. Sometimes you got to slow that game down and give yourself a chance to get easy points. And every team needs a chance to get easy points. This is what makes really good scorers in the league. It ain't the fact that they just scoring, 20 and can shoot threes. They get into the line a ton. And that's how they getting 30 and 40. So that 16, him getting to the line 9 times, hitting 5 of them, him hitting his three-pointers was also very huge. I will leave all the love you got for Junior Phillips for you to dive into that. But, yeah, I really enjoy how they played in that third.
Since you brought up those 2 names, my favorite play from Jalen in this game was actually not a shot or a foul draw or anything. It was a really snappy short roll pass where he just caught the ball diving and didn't even look at the rim. He just found Julian Phillips for a wing 3.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Like, that kind of thing, like the Bulls need to be making those kind of really quick decisions, whether it's getting into screens as soon as the ball handler catches the ball or the pass is reversed to him, making sure that you get off the ball really quickly, making the extra pass, like not thinking on the play, just reacting to it. And that was the kind of play that really stood out as maybe one of the best in that entire game of just like really quick decision making. And I just think that's how the Bulls are going to have to play if they are going to succeed with this style of offense.
I like when you use young people terms like snappy.
Snappy.
It's on point.
Snappy. Keep it snappy.
Keep it snappy. That's how the you talk.
To your point about like the Bulls looking a little lethargic, in the first half of this game, Dave. Shout out to DP Carlson in the comments who said, I was sitting behind the Bulls bench tonight. They were total sad sacks for the first half. Smith kept it in him. Another shout out for Jalen Smith. Yeah. And Zach helped them steal it. It was interesting to see that sort of momentum shift happen. Because I agree. Like, it looked like, I think you referred to it in one of your tweets as a layup line, Will. Like, the Grizzlies were setting the pace in the first half, and the Bulls were failing to keep up.
Yeah.
And the Bulls weren't like turning the ball over a whole bunch in the first half. It wasn't sloppy. It was just like the Grizzlies offense was running circles around them.
Yeah, it was.
And the Bulls were struggling to deal with some of their size too.
Executing them.
And then second half, it's like, I don't know what lit a spark in the Bulls, but something did, which is nice because not only through the first 3 games of this season, most of last season, even going back to the he who must not be named there, third quarters have been a problem for the Bulls.
Yeah.
For however long, explicably across several different head coaches, third quarters are the quarter of death. And tonight, my God, what did they drop? 39 in the third quarter?
Oh, my gosh.
39. 39 to 32, they won the third quarter to start that comeback before winning the fourth quarter 33 to 23.
Wow.
You love that. And maybe some of that is youthful energy. Mm-hmm. I saw a lot of people also giving love to Josh Giddey in the comments. Mm-hmm. This was the closest he has flirted to his first Bulls triple-double, gentlemen.
We should start taking bets on when he's going to get that.
It's got. You assume it's got to be soon.
It's got to be,
He finished with 12 points on 4 of 10. And, yes, that includes 2 of 4 from downtown. I saw somebody in the comments giving him credit for knocking those threes down. 13 rebounds. He was working the glass tonight. Yeah. And 8 dimes.
But as I said,
Josh Giddey special.
As I said with my prove it before the season,
flex.
The triple doubles, the county stats, none of that matters to me. What I want to see is him having a positive impact on the game.
Correct.
He was plus 11, which was the second best on the team and best among starters. So that's the kind of contribution that I want to see from him.
I believe the first of their 4 games this season in which he was a net positive on the court.
Yeah, he's been very, very negative for the first 3 games, including the win. And so that's a big turnaround for him.
That's good. That's good to have.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing.
What did you think of Giddey?
I like this game, but I think it's like I feel like both of you guys. Like I know what I'm gonna get. I know I'm gonna get those points. I know I'm gonna get those rebounds. I know I'm gonna get those assists. So it's like, what else can you affect out here? So you mentioned, just affecting the game and that wins and things like that. How about that 3-pointer he hit? You know what I mean? In that fourth quarter. Like, how huge was that? Because when he got that ball, it was like, uh-oh. It was like, Giddey's about to take this 3, and it was money. How about him actually being the one to get to the free throw line for the team twice, and actually hit 3 out of 4 at the free throw line
Giddey
for the
free
team.
throws kind of sealed that one.
Yeah, man. Locked it up for them, man. Or I should say helped locked it up because Memphis still had an opportunity to tie. But without him doing those things, obviously the Bulls wouldn't get that win. So I like the effort that he plays with, and I like the fire that he plays with, and I like the loss of memory he plays with, meaning whatever happens on that last play, he's not thinking about. He's moving on to the next one. That's something I always praise Lonzo about. It's something I've started to praise Kobe about because you can see Kobe wasn't like that in his first early years, but now he is definitely like that. So I appreciate that from Josh Giddey, and he's also showing he can play with whoever you put him out there on the floor with. He's able to fit in because that was also something I was worried about as well. Can Kobe and him coexist? Can Lonzo and him coexist? I know he can help Zach. Oh, dude, how about that pass he threw to Zach?
That inbounds pass.
Out of bounds, man. Oh, my God.
And it was a nice subtle cut from Zach.
Yeah.
Cut past 2 defenders.
Yeah.
And Giddey, when they showed the replay, I was like, I watched it live and I was like, there wasn't a hole there. How did that? And then, I saw the replay and I was like,
yeah.
That was a narrow, and he placed the perfect amount of pace on the ball, the perfect spin on the ball,
he did.
So that it wouldn't have bounced beyond Zach's reach.
Yes,
he literally paced it perfectly and put the perfect spin on it, so that it literally hit the ball, hit the ground once and popped up into Zach's hands while he was in the middle of his cut to the basket.
It was beautiful.
It was a gorgeous pass.
It was a beautiful pass from him, man, and that's the elite things that Josh Giddey can bring to your team and things that he can do. So I want to see that continue because, again, his not just his stats, but his play is what affected the Bulls tonight and the victory, because he played with toughness and he played with real effort out there, and he played fast. Because, I mean, he didn't mind the mistakes. How about the one when he got blocked and he threw it back off the top of the backboard?
Man.
Like, it didn't matter to him, though, man. Like, he was playing with some real effort out there. So I appreciated that.
Shout out to Bump Set Bounce Volleyball, who said, "My glorious king, Josh Giddey. I was eyeballing that triple-double the whole night. So close. Two assists shy. He'll get it soon." Another quick break. Plenty more of our thoughts and y'all's out there in Bulls Nation on the win over the Grizzlies tonight on CHGO Bulls postgame.
Beer.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
yes,
people
please.
got to have it. They got to drink it, because we going through stuff like this young gentleman was yesterday. But he took a sip of that frosty cold one.
I'm better now.
Chill. That's it. That's all we can ask for. Not miracle workers, but that is a miracle. Between work, social media, and the choices life throws our way, it's no wonder we're more worked up. Coors, the light celebrates rising above and choosing a chill mindset. Why not turn that rained out barbecue into the Will to Go Gottlieb and Will Purdue 524th annual karaoke house party? It'll be at Max Place. Or, after a tough loss, settle scores with an ice cold peace offering. Make the choice to choose chill, then reach for a frosty cold Coors Light. It's mountain cold refreshment, because when those mountains turn blue, oh yes, you know what to do. It's cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. So it's time to embrace that chill mindset and choose a mountain cold refreshing Coors Light. Crisp and refreshing as the Colorado Hurricanes. Make the most out of your time to choose chill. Choose Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door via Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/CHGO Basketball. CoorsLight.com/CHGO Basketball. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hey-o. Yes, that's right. Listen to the wonderful Katie Duffy, a.k.a. the CHGO Sports tag in the comments saying, "So many beautiful comments, so few beautiful likes." Get the likes up.
Get it up.
Thank you, Ajit, who said, "Okay, I liked, LOL." Thank you. Appreciate that. Shout out to Josh Kaufman for the super chat as well. Gentlemen, moving through this, the Giddey love, because he did have himself a nice game. What? Oh, shoot, you're right. Totally forgot about that. I was just so excited.
He's so all
keep
caught
talking
in
about
here.
Bulls basketball.
You know what happened? He had that beer. He embraced chill.
I did.
And he immediately started relaxing right there.
Super chill.
Super chill
Super
guy,
chill.
man.
You
That's
know what
all
also help you chill a little bit?
What's that?
Sunny side. Katie knows.
Katie throwing oops.
You want to do the ad?
Right. The Katie oop.
Our friends at Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary are here to elevate your fall, Chicago. Sunnyside is your home for judgment-free cannabis shopping. They've got a crazy selection with over 100 different strains to choose from, offering easy online ordering. Love that. And quick and efficient in-store pickup. Stop in the store nearest you throughout Illinois for expert guidance from their staff and select from quality lines like Cresco and FloraCal. And it's not just Chicago. They've got locations all over this great state of Illinois, as far south as Champaign, as far north as South Beloit. And right now, for a limited time only, this is a limited time offer, you got to check out some of these great deals on certain products from that brand Good News that I love so much.
He does.
You got to check out the Island Vibes, y'all. Available in disposable vapes, 510 carts, and live resin gummies. Good News Island Vibes for next level staycations. Good News Island Vibes, destination relaxation. And Good News Island Vibes, Puff Puff Paradise. I feel like Snoop would like that one.
Something tells me he would.
Yeah. Did you see he crashed somebody's like bus party?
I did see that. I was like, oh, that's something I would do.
Fantastic. He's the Bill Murray of like the music world.
Exactly. Like, who's going to tell him that?
Visit Sunnyside.shop for bright buys every day, including 50% off. That's 50. Your first 3 online purchases. Enter promo code HICHGO at checkout to qualify. Exclusions apply. Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary, bright buys every day, only for 21 and over in Illinois Med card holders. Thank you, Katie.
Colorado.
Go to proved.
Somebody said too much Sunnyside, forgot about the ad. I haven't had any Sunnyside yet today. I haven't had any products from our friends at Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary yet today because it was a Monday and a work day.
Yes.
Notice how he said yet.
Yet.
Today.
Yeah, no, we hear loud and clear over here.
Oh, well,
That round.
I mean, on late night post game
Come on,
nights, How do you think I unwind, y'all?
He embraces chill, then he unwinds.
That's right, baby. But so going back to like the Giddey love for tonight.
Yeah.
First game with a strong positive influence on the Bulls and it being a win. Somebody else in the comments I mentioned or I saw earlier was talking about assists and not just Giddey's assists, but the team assists. And I think that maybe there could be some truth to the infectiousness of keeping the ball moving.
Yeah.
And again, some of that is like DeMar. The ball sticks because DeMar is good, really good, as in the best offensive weapon and option the Bulls had for the last 3 years with the ball in his hands as opposed to moving elsewhere. The Bulls in that win over the Bucks had a really solid assist per made field goal ratio. It was even stronger tonight. The Bulls had 36 assists on 45 made field goals. And a lot of that is, hey, they were hitting their shots, but they were getting good looks at shots because the ball kept moving.
Yeah. It didn't stick. Like, everything just continued. And again, this is all like in the third quarter, into the fourth quarter kind of thing with them. It was just like, I didn't recognize it. And I was surprised and shocked sitting there watching it. Because I'm just like, who is this out here doing these things? I'm like, this is the Bulls? Like, wow. I think guys like Vooch is making it easier for guys like that. Shout out to Vooch for that one pass he had to Josh Giddey down low in the post, man. That was a really, really another pretty pass that happened. But I think, like you said, it becomes infectious. I want to give Lonzo credit on that stuff too as well, because I think a lot of those guards listen to him and take after him and hear what he's saying and how they need to play.
6 assists off the bench for Lonzo tonight.
That's what I'm talking about, man. You know, just finding guys is a fun thing to do, and we watch Lonzo do it all the time. So, yeah, man, I like the way that they're unselfish. We already know that they like each other and they're cool with each other like that, but we want to see it on the floor, and we're starting to see it on the floor, especially with the young guys. We're seeing those guys be unselfish with each other to the point, I can't remember the possession, but there was one we were like, stop passing. One of y'all shoot the ball. Like, the ball was just going around. We're like, shoot the ball. One of y'all, pull it. It's okay. It's fine. Shoot the ball.
That was the one where Zach ended up hitting that three from the corner.
Yep.
Goat
where it was like, why are you, like, you're just doing too many good passes.
So many passes.
Up
yeah, man. Yeah.
Everybody. Zach hit a tough one, which is what he does.
Exactly, which is what he does. And the fact he did it in that fourth quarter was really key, man. So, yeah, I think, like you said, like, it becomes infectious. Guys want to see other guys succeed on this team because they genuinely do like each other, but just for the fact of this is what your winning basketball is going to have to look like. That is also what their half court is going to have to look like, Will, is the ball is just going to have to constantly keep moving.
It's got to be quick decisions, snappy decisions.
Oh, come on with that youth.
In the half court, I tweeted out a video of this where it's like they're getting into their actions a little bit slowly when they get into half court. It's easy when you get ahead of steam or even on a made shot, if you can just like get the ball out of bounds quick and get up the court, it's still like semi-transition. But when you get into the half-court offense and it gets bogged down, that's where you really miss DeMar. That's where the DeMar size hole is. It's not so much when you're in transition or when the half-court pace is so great that it's resulting in a lot of open threes. That would have been great around DeMar, but they didn't have that. But now they've got to be able to replicate that consistently within the half-court. And the way to do that is to get into screens quickly, to keep the ball moving quickly, to just make the right read, you know, they say it's like the 0.5 rule. It's like you got to make a decision in 0.5 seconds.
Yeah.
And dribble, pass, shoot. Get off the ball, keep it moving, keep the floor moving, keep the bodies moving around the ball. Like, there just has to be a lot of motion, setting screens quickly, actually hitting guys on your screens, driving, pulling the defense in. Like, that's how you get openings. And that's what it's really all about. It's about creating space to get a shot, right? At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And whether you do that through a bunch of like mid-range isolation moves or through a bunch of cuts and screens and motion and movement and passing, at the end of the day, it's just about creating space to get that shot. And as the Bulls I think as they continue to get more comfortable in this pace, they're going to make those decisions a little bit more easily. Hopefully that leads to those screens coming a little bit quicker. I think that's a big thing, but I think they're making progress, and when it works, it really works.
Yeah.
That it does.
The problem is when it doesn't.
Right.
That's where you have these alternating super hot, super cold games, and they just need to like normalize that a little bit.
And speaking of that, from Casey Johnson via Twitter just now, in that Memphis postgame locker room, Josh Giddey on the Bulls having 20 or more makes, and then also 50 or more attempts on threes in 2 of their first 4 games. Josh Giddey, quote, "We have an unselfish group and so many weapons. We're generating really good looks. We're instilling confidence in everyone to take them." Not just some of us, everyone.
Yeah, everybody.
And look, Giddey knocked down 2 of 4 tonight.
He did.
Hell yeah. Zach, 5 of 12, including some big ones. Shout out Io, who has been ice cold through the first 3 games of the season and started cold tonight. He ended up knocking down 2 of his 4 from behind the arc.
Huge.
Jalen Smith, who he already covered, 3 of 4. Kobe White was 5 of 10. That glorious, glorious man. And come on now, Vooch. I see a lot of Vooch in the comments. Vooch, says Brandon E. Voochie Main, says DJ Reese B. D. Lasso, Lil Voochie Vert. Gino Moore. Vooch has been huge and playing amazing. Vooch,
oh, I like that.
22 points, 7 boards, 5 times, 9 of 19, 4 of 8 from downtown.
Yes.
Vooch is not shy, taking those threes. And he never has been since he arrived in that trade.
Yeah.
It's just like some nights you get the Vooch that's like, he went 1 of 7.
Yeah.
He went 0 of 5. He's been crushing it these first 4 games, man.
He benefits from the pace that they're playing too. Like, and that's where the half court motion and movement comes in. It's like he's one of the best passers on the team, and he has been for the last couple of years because he makes good decisions and he gets off the ball quickly. But when you're just passing to a guy and they're standing around, it's like it's hard to utilize any of those skills. And now you're leaning on his shot making, which is a thing he can do, but I wouldn't. He would be the first to tell you it's not like the thing he does do.
Sure.
And so I think it really benefits him to have this kind of motion around him where his passing can be a weapon. You mentioned that back cut to Giddey on one of the final plays. That was huge. And so, and then you sprinkle in the post ups and then you kind of play through him at the elbows a little bit when you need to. But I think just having the primary offense be the offense and not getting it to the guy, I think that makes a huge difference for not only each of these individuals, but obviously for the entire group. When you're able to get up this many threes, create good shots, and make a lot of shots.
Yeah, well, as when you had us do the breakdown, the round table, and you asked, what's your hottest take? And I said, Vooch is going to have his best season since he's got here. This is exactly what's going on.
So that wasn't so much a hot take as just a wise man's logical prediction.
I can't help what it turns out to be, man. But I'm sure when I said it,
not just a hat rack.
Not just.
The hats are all pure
and amazing. Amazing hats.
But that noggin is good for so much more.
Yeah, and people, and I remember when I told people that's what mine was going to be, and they thought I was crazy. Like my friends, right? I was like, "Oh, dude, no, he's going to be trash." I'm like, no, like as much as I want this to be for Patrick Williams, that no excuses thing, because DeMar is gone, it's going to help Vooch as well.
Yep.
Because now Vooch understands his role a little bit better when he's more involved in the offense. And I think that's just not Vooch. I think that goes for any kind of big man, any kind of center like that.
Yeah.
They want to know their involvement, especially when they have the skills like Vooch or any center you want to throw out there. When they have those kind of skills, they want to know where their involvement is. And if running up and down the floor means I'm going to be rewarded with the basketball on some of these occasions. So that's exactly what they're doing. They're rewarding him every single time he's sprinting up and down the floor. The Matt Peck trademark Vooch trailer 3 is in full effect this season for that young man. He's pulling up, taking them, man. And he's taking them within the half-court offense also as well. So, yeah, he's playing very well. He's up. It was funny watching him complain for fouls. I was like, bro, we ain't seen you do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about the moves he was making to get to the bucket. Yeah. And I was like, that's the reason they probably weren't calling those fouls. That was just a new look. I like how it didn't discourage him. I remember stuff like that would discourage him in the previous seasons when it just wasn't going his way. And then it would just really discourage his game. It's not happening for him like that this year. I like how he's playing. I thought he would play this way. And, yeah, he's doing his thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason they call it read and react, right? It's not read and think. It's read and react. It's just do it. Make the next move. Don't think about it. Don't get in your head about it.
Yeah.
Just play.
That's it.
And when you put guys in positions to let their basketball instincts take over and the next play's in front of them, like, they can make it.
Yeah. That's the GOAT.
Vooch's, this is from Richard Cooley in the comments. Vooch's willingness to drive to the basket has been a sight. It might not always be pretty, but it seems like he's always getting the job done.
It's true.
A lot of love for Vooch in the comments. Also, shout out Colin Calling, who said, I love Giddey. There, I said it. I also love Lamp. I love Vooch. There, I said it. I also love Lamp. We got to take one last break. We will come back to wrap up with our final thoughts and more thoughts from you out there in Bulls Nation. Throw us a super chat on the break. Hit the like button. Let's go. Bulls win.
Bulls win. Bulls win. Bulls win.
Ray.
My main man, Ray.
Radio Ray.
Ray Chevy. Guess what? It is Cartober, y'all. Oh, I love when they come with the puns. Cartober Fest is going on right now at Ray Chevrolet. Head in today, get some hay, and shop one of their huge selections of new Chevy models at those new low prices. Right now, take $3,000 up to $12,000 off MSRP on most new Chevy models, or cruise through fall your own way and shop over 125 of their vehicles priced under $20,000. As one of the top selling Chevy dealers in the Midwest, you'll always be able to shop one of Chicagoland's largest Chevy inventories. Visit our partner this October at their location on Route 12 in Fox Lake or at RayChevrolet.com. And if you heard of Ray Chevrolet, as we know you have, then of course you've heard of the Ray's Price Promise. It's their guarantee to make your next vehicle more affordable than ever, with no price changes, no add-ons, and no hidden fees ever. That means the incredible prices that we're talking about right now, you can expect to see the very same prices when you shop at Ray Chevy in store or online. So shop Cartoberfest all month long by visiting Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or RayChevrolet.com. They've been serving the community since 1963. Together, let's drive. Vroom.
Tonight's postgame also brought to you by Roback. You guys all know it by now. Roback and their gear, quite simply, is the best fit and the best feel. The quality of the gear just speaks for itself.
It does.
Roback activewear and their performance polos perform better in the heat than any other polos. They have moisture wicking technology, so the polo doesn't stick to you, and you have some nice stretch. Their everyday shorts are also perfect for a combo of a day on the move and then also looking clean. But use that comfort of that elastic waistband. I love an elastic waistband.
He's a fan.
One of the best inventions that man has ever created. Yes. Man made fire, then man made elastic waistband.
In that order.
With fall having arrived in Chicago, what better item to prepare for the season than adding one of their performance hoodies to your closet? They're the softest items around. We can't take them off. I love mine. Even now in this Chicago weather that is always unpredictable. It was high 60s today.
It was.
Gorgeous, sunny.
Amazing.
Loved it. But perfect weather for a hoodie. You got to check out those hoodies, y'all. Designed for comfort, built for activity, moisture wicking on those too, plus breathable fabric. And those shorts, incredibly versatile. Everyday shorts. You can wear them with a polo untucked or a t-shirt on the move. Or if you're like me, a cutoff, a tank top, because summer pack. Clean look no matter the occasion. So use promo code CHGO Bulls 20 on Roback.com and get a generous 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. That's 20% off all of their polos and hoodies and shorts with that promo code CHGO Bulls 20. Make sure you check them out because they'll have everything ready for whatever travels and activities you have on deck.
Facts. Should we get to this?
Well, yeah. I mean, why put off?
Why put it off?
Something so glorious.
I don't think that we should. Katie, can you hit me one time, please? If you don't mind, when you get your situation correctified. It's time. Hit me with that stuff one time. Slap.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man. Now. I'm the man. Woo!
Empire Today presents Goon of the Night, because all they do is floors, no matter what. 588 2300. Go!
Empire Today.
Hey. Oh, I miss those dulcet tones. He's an amazing human being. So, Goon of the Night. We handled them out right. This time, I'm going to start with young Katie. Katie, who is your Goon of the Night?
I think one player tonight was the epitome of what a goon should be.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, take your time.
I think we had a goon of the night in the studio, and it was Will. But Will, there was a player too.
Okay.
The player was Dalen Terry.
Mm.
How do you put up zeros in every category but still make such an insane impact on the game? That's a goon right there.
Hey, he had a 4 in the foul column in his box score.
Tony Snell numbers, but
That's right.
in a good way.
In a good way. This is true. Young GOAT, sir. Young goon of the night.
I think I'm going to go with Zach LaVine.
Oh, okay.
30 points, only 1 turnover today.
That's impressive.
There's something almost ungoon-like about that.
Yeah, a couple of little shots.
But I
tough.
think, he was just making tough shots. He did not play well in the first half.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's just doing Zach LaVine things. And they don't win that game without Zach. Like, obviously, he was the leading scorer, but I feel like he really had a huge imprint on the Bulls turning that game around. I did want to go with Marcus Smart for being 0 of 11. Shout out to Connor.
Yikes.
But I'm going to go with Zach.
Marcus Smart was channeling his inner Taylor Horton Tucker tonight.
Oh, man. Put him up. That's
Get up these shots.
That's Antonio Blakeney, bro.
He actually makes some of his.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that was some Blakeney stuff going on, man. Sir, Matt Peck, your goon of the night. Please.
Well, we just spent a nice chunk of the tail end of postgame talking about him. And I haven't given him goon love yet, and I think he needs some. I'm giving mine to Vooch.
Nice.
I mean, he has been playing so well through these first 4 games of the season. He's knocking down his threes. He's battling down low. Flirted with a triple-double, 22, 7, and 5 tonight. And credit to our guy, Jeff Crook, because he had this in the comments earlier, and this was the tipping point for me.
Okay.
He said, Vooch may get goon of the night for that Mutombo finger wag after drawing the loose ball foul on young Pippen Jr.
He did do that.
Jeff also saying, all right, rest of power to the big man, Dikembe Mutombo.
No.
Always. But yes, and it was, wasn't it after the deep Kobe missed 3 on their final possession? And then Vooch drew that foul.
Yes.
And then Scottie Pippen Jr. was like, are you going to go? Like, no, it wasn't me. And Vooch just looked around and he's like, nah, man.
No.
Yeah, like it's staying here. It's staying here.
Yeah, he definitely did.
I love that because we only get those glimpses of like Vooch with an attitude every so often.
Yeah.
I love Vooch with the tude.
Yeah, VWA.
Yeah. Vooch with the tude is my GOTN.
Told you I was going to break you.
All right. You got me with that one, dude.
Don't you underestimate. Don't you underestimate it, GOAT. Oh, yes. And I got Katie with the residual effect of it as well. All right. Well, goon of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, Katie Duffy is correct. It's Dalen Terry. Goon of the night for Dalen Terry. Not only all the awesome things that Katie said, but also for when he gets the loose ball and does a Prince split on the floor.
That looks painful, dude.
He got back up and kept playing and then realized, oh, this is painful. I was like, oh, this hurts a little bit. You heard him like Prince say, ow. Like, you heard it, man. It hurt, dog. But he kept on and he kept on. He didn't go to the he didn't go off the floor. You know what I mean? He didn't go to, what am I pointing at? The locker room. Thank you. He didn't go to the locker room. He stayed right there on the
blue medical
sideline.
tent? Wait, that's football.
Yeah, the blue medical tent. Yo. No, he stayed right there celebrating with his guys when the Bulls are making this comeback. I loved it. I love the 4 fouls. No points. Like, it was just so goonish how he played, man. It is what this thing right here is all about. Because without even the points, he still affected winning. You need that on your team, ladies and gentlemen. Dalen Terry, not shockingly, goon of the night.
Goon of the night. Shout out to Dalen and congrats. Who won on the Bucks win on Friday?
Oh, gosh.
Was it Kobe for lighting it up?
It
or was
wasn't
it
Kobe. Gosh, I don't remember.
Okay, do you remember who the goon winner was on Friday?
Absolutely not. I'll start writing them down, though.
Absolutely not.
Should have wrote that down.
Patrick.
I'm about to say it was Patrick.
For the
It was
first
definitely
time
Patrick.
ever.
Yes, it was.
How quickly we forget.
We
Speaking
forget.
of which, Patrick tonight, 2 of 10, 1 of 5 from 3, 5 points.
They can't all be winners.
He did grab 6
He
rebounds.
did grab 6 rebounds. He did do that. 6 of those rebounds.
Which I guess is
that's
great.
back-to-back games of over 5 rebounds for young Patrick. Huh?
Do I clap for that?
Shout out to the chat who knew exactly who it was. That one goon of the night.
Yeah, no, they knew way quicker.
Oh, they was
than
on
we
it,
did.
baby. That's why I love y'all so much, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Yes.
Hooray for them.
Vince saying it right.
Hooray
Anyone
for
could have
Pat.
been it, but Terry deserved it. Yes, that's very true, Vince. He definitely deserved it, man. Shout out to him.
I love that.
And many more. Like, I don't think it's the last one. This is Dalen Terry.
Dalen got minutes
Crash
tonight
Bandicoot. That's a
on top of the fact that Lonzo was active.
yes.
Which is interesting.
And I found it interesting also that when he subbed out Kobe, he brought in Dalen. Like, I found that very interesting. I was like, oh, he didn't go to Lonzo. He went to Dalen on that. Oh, okay. All right. And Dalen, hey, he's doing his thing out there, man.
Hey.
He's doing his doing his thing.
So, guys, before we get out of here, just sort of like, okay, we're 4 games in.
Yeah.
Loss, win, loss, win.
Yeah.
Do we feel any differently than after preseason ended and before watching these first 4 games?
No. I think I still feel the same as far as where I thought that they would end up and where they would finish. I like how they found a way to get 2 wins out of this stretch right here because I thought they were only going to get 1.
Tough sketch.
Yeah. But they caught a break without having John Morant there. I thought the Milwaukee one would be the one. Shout out to me. But yeah, I was a little surprised at this victory tonight, even without John Morant. But that definitely helped matters because you saw if John was there. And then come on now. So I'm interested to see what it would look like in this next game because this next game is not going to be no kind of punk right here. You're playing against the Orlando Magic. We just were watching that game. We saw Paulo end up with 49, I believe.
50.
He hit
got
50. He hit 50.
He got 50.
Shout out to Paulo, man. He hit that 50. So, yeah, man, that team is no joke at all. And that should be an interesting game for the Chicago Bulls, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think they are – it's just so weird that they've gone like extremely cold or extremely hot. Like I'm going to use Kobe as a reference here. Obviously, we've talked about the total threes that they made, the turnovers, like 21 in the first game in a loss, 26 in a loss, and then 9 and however many they had tonight, which was under 10. But just even looking at Kobe's numbers, 0 for 5 in the first game, which was a loss, 7 of 13 for 3 in the second game, which was a win, 0 for 9 in the third game, which was a loss, and today 5 for 10 in a win. So I think that there's going to be nights where they're really hot and everything's working for them and they can win on 25 made threes or 20 made threes. It's usually like the recipe to winning a game. If you hit 20 threes, you're going to put yourself in good position. But I think they're going to win more than I originally thought. I think I was way too low on them. The way that they're playing right now, I guess the way I'll put it is they're going to have to do a lot of work in order to get themselves down further in the standings if that's where they want to be.
Do a lot of work, meaning making some trades,
guys getting hurt, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But I think this team is too talented and they have taken to playing this style in a way that is going to lead them to like the low to mid 30s in wins. And I think that, that's like playing range.
Playing range. Your favorite.
Gino Moore said of that matchup with the Magic around the corner, we'll beat Wendell Carter and his boys. Don't worry. We'll make Wendell wish he was still a Bull. No worries here.
He's not the concern.
That's not who I'm worried about.
At all. Even though he has his best games against the Bulls. Like, that's just
He plays okay against us.
Yeah.
But Paolo? Those Wagner boys?
Oh.
Hey, yikes. Suggs? Cole Anthony?
Oh.
Cole Anthony gives the Bulls fits.
Yes, he does, man.
He's barely playing this year. Anthony Black has really stepped
Yeah.
up and is playing minutes for them.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I'm interested in because since the Bulls have such guard depth, matching up against a team that has really good guards, especially defensively, who can shoot at the same time, that's going to be an issue. That's going to be a problem. So that's why I want to see what that matchup is.
Yeah, I'd say the areas where the Bulls clearly struggle are keeping guards out of the paint. I think they're going to have a tough time with Paolo because they don't really have anybody that can match his physicality.
I mean,
they don't have anybody that can protect the rim.
Yeah.
And then there's smaller guards who can just blow by guys off the dribble because the Bulls' perimeter defense is not really there.
Yeah.
So that's an area. And then if there are teams that really pressure the ball, like what we saw the Thunder do to really have success against the Bulls was pressure them full court and then drop back into zone.
Yep.
And what they did was like hurry them up, prevent them from getting into their early offense, and then force you to be in half court, which is where they can struggle if they're not really zipping the ball around. And so the Magic are one of the best defenses in the league. They've got one of the most physical big forwards in the league. think they're going to be a really tough matchup. But yeah, I mean, if they can stay hot like this, like I mean, if you hit 25 threes in a game, you're going to win.
Yeah. Because, we've been talking a lot also about the whole like shot volume thing. We were talking about it with Purdue on Friday night, and I think again on Saturday night. You know how many shots the Bulls took tonight?
Tell me.
100. You know how many shots the Grizzlies took tonight? 111.
Wow.
But, hey, we made 25 threes. They made 14.
They did.
It's so nice to say that, but from the other direction, as opposed to me sitting in this chair for the last 2.5 years screaming, the Bulls lost the three-point battle by 33 points tonight. Again.
And then a hat goes flying. Yeah, very
It's
similarly.
nice to be on the other end of that.
Very similarly.
Honestly, that's why, like, hey, okay, Bulls 2-2, calm down.
Yeah.
At least my personal opinion, great, calm down.
Calm down.
We don't need to win again until November 15th. But 3 reasons for this win.
Yeah.
Zach LaVine balling out.
Yeah.
30 points.
Yeah.
Young guys, crucial.
Young
in that
guys,
second
crucial.
half comeback.
Yeah.
And the Bulls are taking a lot of threes.
Yeah.
And in 2 of their first 4 games, they took and made a lot of threes.
They did.
Personally, I have been crying out for that for years.
One of the things.
Years.
Yeah. How long?
Years. And I know I'm not the only one out there. I hope some of y'all out there in Bulls Nation are enjoying that as much as I am.
Yeah.
Because I know some people, I've seen people in the comments being like, you really happy with like 50-something three? And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ecstatic.
Yes, you're goddamn right I am. I'm done with the other way. We're not going back to losing the three-point battle every night.
We got to
We're
go
not
back.
going back.
We have to go back, Kate.
We got to go back.
Before we wrap up, just a reminder to sign up to become a CHGO diehard if you aren't already. And a thank you to everyone who has taken advantage of that incredible offer. You can find it right at the beginning of our description on YouTube of today's episode. You can join the Cool Kids Club for just $4 a month right now. Limited time offer, $4 a month. Extrapolate that out. You're talking like not even a quarter a day.
Yeah.
Like a dime a day?
Yeah.
A dime a day, something like that?
Dimadelia.
To get all of our great content and coverage from our credentialed reporters at CHGO, including this guy, Willie Goat, for our beloved Bulls. Access to that Diehards Only Discord, hanging out with your fellow fans, your diehard fans, one channel for each team. Avoid the weird, porn ads and bots of Elon's destroyed Twitter. We will bring it back. We will bring it back, and I will never call it X. But in the meantime, just hang out on Discord with the cool diehards. 20% off every single time you shop at that All-City merch locker, plus a free shirt of your choice when you sign up. On top of that, discounts on every fun event we do in and around Chicago. And then also when we get up a crew and leave Chicago to go somewhere else where Chicago sports are happening. Perks on perks on perks. And right now, limited time offer, $4 a month. That is significantly cheaper than some other monthly fees that you may have heard going around the Chicago sports social media sphere today.
Wait, Will, what did you want to say?
I was going to shout out Derek, who tweeted at us today that he joined the diehard bandwagon.
Shout out Derek.
Shout out Derek
I
to
saw
you.
that tweet. Welcome to the Cool Kids Club.
Welcome
I will
aboard.
guaranteed retweet you if you tweet at me that you got a diehard subscription.
That's right.
There's a little.
You know what that
incentive
means?
for
If
you.
you're a diehard, you said, I want to read everything Willie Go writes.
That's right. That's power. If Goat's telling you he's retweeting you,
This is true.
you better
I
believe
don't know
it.
about that, but it is.
All right.
It's a nice gesture.
Underestimate it if you want, sir. We know the
It's a
power.
nice gesture.
That's right. It's time to wrap. Niles in the comments saying, "See, read me
That's
good."
power.
George saying, "Enjoy the evening, Bulls fans." Niles saying, "Drive home safely, Chicago. Beep beep." In his best Stacey King impression. And by the way, I think I just heard a horn.
I did.
It has gone final. If you're not done with Chicago sports fandom yet tonight, not ready to go to bed tonight.
No.
Blackhawks just beat the Colorado Avalanche.
Let's
5-2 was the final. 2 late goals for the Hawks to hold on to that one.
Let's go.
That's a double victory Monday after a Bears catastrophe. I want to jump off my building's roof
Yes.
Sunday. We need that.
Needed
Hang
it.
out with the CHGO Blackhawks crew. Mario, Jay, and Greg got a fresh full hour of CHGO Sports post-game action coming for you guys right here on the CHGO Sports YouTube channel.
Yes.
What else are you doing?
What are you doing?
Keep watching. Tune
Stay
into
in.
them. Hit the like for us. Hit the like for them as soon as you tune in
Yes.
to their show.
Yes.
Have yourself a great Monday night.
Do that.
We're back tomorrow, 5:30 Central for a live Bulls pod. Until then, Will to go, Will_Gottlieb,
That's him.
allchgo.com. Big Dave, bow. BAWL Sports, Bulls _ Peck. We are CHGO _ Bulls. Shout out and thanks on the controls, the one and only Katie Duffy.
That's her.
Katie Duffy. Hey, Sarah Bear.
Bulls win.
That's right, Big
Yes.
Dave. The Bulls do win. We'll
That's
talk to you tomorrow. See you, Red. Be good.
VWA. Peace.
Bam.
We all silly like the mayor.